Hello and welcome to Miss B, the Money Lady, Money Moves. Today, I just thought I would tell you a little bit about my backstory and how it all began for me over 30 years ago. And when I even say 30 years, I can't even believe that it's been this long that I've been doing this business. And I guess they say you having fun and you're doing something and you're serving and you're helping other people and the time just really goes past. But I started my career, my real estate and mortgage career back while I was in college. And I tell this story often to people. Teachers and instructors are very important in our lives because they actually help shape our direction. When I was 23 years old, I went to college initially for computer science. And as I was going through the process of taking my courses, I discovered something about myself that I really wasn't necessarily interested in sitting in front of a computer, all day, every day. I really like talking to people. And so I was encouraged to take a real estate class by my father. Actually, I want to give him credit because, again, another important person in my life. But he mentioned that, why don't you go into real estate? So I took a class while I was in my final year of college at the University of North Texas, and it was a real estate class. The instructor walked in the room with a full-length mink black coat on. And as you know, when you're in school and you don't have a lot of money to work with and you're really kind of looking for a direction, when she walked in, I immediately said, whatever she's doing, I'm going to do that, whatever it is. And so that's exactly what happened. I started my journey into real estate finance by taking a real estate principles class and was simply in awe, especially learning that I could sell houses, I could make money, I could help people, get into homes, and I could make a really good living out of it. And so I was just really impressed with it. So got my real estate license. 23 years old, went to work for Century 21, started doing real estate, started doing property management. And what I discovered in that journey was that I really loved the fact of being able to help someone purchase a home and they live in it, but also manage the property if they wanted to turn it into a rental property. And as, fate would have it, I really got in investing in real estate because the broker that I was working for, I was basically managing his properties, and he owned residential, he owned commercial properties. And so I got a little taste of doing something one time and then allowing that income to continuously flow. And I loved it, the residual income piece of it. So started working as a agent property manager. Then once I discovered that the world of investing was also very lucrative, I kind of jumped into the investing side of the business, opened up my own property management and investment firm. And then, as I tell people, things happen to kind of move you forward. I had gotten married to my husband, and of 38 years, by the way. I always like to recognize him and my family because without them, I wouldn't have been able to do the things that I was able to accomplish. And so I want to, give, homage to him. But here's the other thing that really set things apart for me. When I realized that the real estate world is very volatile, there's a feast or famine for real estate agents. And for those of you guys that are agents and in the business, I understand your pain. Okay. Because I understand when you put a property under contract, you need to close that deal because that's how you're going to feed your family. So as a mortgage professional, I understand the importance of that. Jumping from the real estate side into the banking world, from a nudge, I said, okay, it's time to do something different. And I got an opportunity to basically go to work for a mortgage brokerage or banking company. Didn't know anything about mortgages, even though I had learned about finance, did not understand anything about the world of mortgages. So, got an opportunity to go into work for the banks, learn the banking system. And here's another thing that I discovered about the banks. Even though they have products and they have the brand, they don't necessarily cater to every single person that wants an opportunity to own a home. So just able to experience that banking world. And what I remember most about that is that somebody gave me an opportunity. I was given an opportunity to learn something new that I did not know about, and I was able to learn it and then understand how to take it and help someone else with it. So fast forward, working for the bank, got an opportunity to meet someone that was in the brokerage world, just showing up, going to events, just meeting different people. That's why you never know when you go someplace, you always be open-minded because you just never know. So got introduced to the world of mortgage brokerage at the time that I was working for the bank. Again, didn't know anything about, there was a whole nother side of the industry. And once I got introduced to the brokerage side of the business, I actually left the bank. Again, another push, another move. Well, how many of you know that when it's time to move forward, things happen that force you to say, okay, it's time to move from this place. It's time to go to another space because there's more things for you, right? So moved into the mortgage brokerage world, and man, it blew my mind. I mean, literally blew my mind because I did not know that there are literally hundreds and thousands of investors and people with capital that will just give you a loan if you are a first-time home buyer, if you're self-employed, if it's just, they have so many different products and they're willing to help anybody. So once I got introduced to the brokerage world, it was a game changer for me. It allowed me to help a lot more people, specifically people that were not bankable, meaning that you did have pay stub W-2s and you couldn't just walk in the bank with a 700 credit score, right? So it allowed me to understand that I can help people that write off everything on their tax returns. You know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to the self-employed people that want to pay less taxes and they write everything off. Well, what happens is it stops you from being able to get a loan. Okay, the traditional way. So the mortgage brokerage world opened up a lot more opportunity. It allows for people that are not bankable to be able to get funding. So starting to open up the mortgage brokerage world, learning about new investment opportunities, being able to fund dreams for people that ordinarily would not be able to get a home really allowed me to just serve more people, which is why I'm so passionate about what I do. I'm able to help someone that probably would not have been able to get a home to someone who has moved into their home. And I'm talking real estate, first-time home buyers. I'm talking real estate investors, first-time investors, and not just residential either, also commercial. You want to buy office building or anything like that, real estate related, we can help you with funding. But I want to get to the 3 points that I want to make in my journey. The thing that really made the most impact on me is someone took an opportunity and shared information with me. And I always like to pay it forward. And that's what I'm doing at this point, is that I want to pay that forward, because if it were not for someone taking a chance on me, I wouldn't be sitting here today. With our processors mortgage boot camp, that we offer, it allows individuals to learn something new, learn a skill or a trade, because everybody needs a place to live, right? And so it's something that you'll never be without, an opportunity, right? Because there's so many facets in the mortgage industry. So being able to help someone with a new skill is one of the main things that I love doing in this season of my life. Also, if someone is retired, they've had a great career and they just, looking for something to do, it allows a remote opportunity, which means that you can work from anywhere in the world. which is another thing that came from COVID, right? It forced us to make changes. Again, moving ahead, right? So in moving ahead, the mortgage processor boot camp that we offer allows us to educate individuals and get an opportunity to get a new skill and be able to work from anywhere in the world, helping people get something that they need or want, which is housing, right? So if that is something that you are interested in, I would love to be able to help you first understand the mortgage industry and how the game is played, how to teach you a new skill so that you can help people and serve them in the capacity of real estate lending.